Hi, everybody. The purpose of this recording is to give you some information about the French way for the Camino de Santiago. So legend has it that the bones of St. James, otherwise known as Santiago, was found in Galicia, Spain, right about here in the 8th century. Now, during that time, King Alfonso II was in reign, and he heard about it. So he created a temple or a small church there. And then about 2 centuries later, they built a big cathedral, which still stands there. So that began the Camino de Santiago. Now, Camino means road in Spanish, so Camino de Santiago is the road to James, or St. James in this particular case. So there's many different Caminos that drag a snake all the way across Europe, but one of the most famous ones and the most traveled is what they call the French Way. And that begins in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, France, and ends in Santiago. Okay, so I wanted to show you here the recommended routes or the recommended itinerary for the French Way, okay? So the French Way has 33 stages, and they are made up of all different kinds of lengths. Some of them are 21 kilometers, some are 19 kilometers, some are 27 kilometers. And those are broken down into days typically. So stage 1 would be day 1, stage 2 would be day 2, and so on and so forth. So to convert kilometers to miles, the conversion is 0.6. So if I walk 21.4 kilometers, it's about a little bit over 13 miles, okay? So this page here represents all the different stages of the Camino Francis. So stage 1 begins in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port in France, and it is 15 miles, but it is 15 miles uphill. So you're crossing the Pyrenees Mountains, and they are gigantic. Now, this particular website gives you an elevation profile, which is really kind of neat, because if we look at Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port here at the beginning of Camino Francis, you can see that it is all uphill. So typically what people do, and this is what I did, is you break it up into 2 days. Now, 15 miles is not that long, but when you are walking it uphill, it is very difficult when you're carrying your backpack. So the first stage is Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port to Roncesvalles, and here you can see it on the map. It's about 15 miles. So we stopped in a little tiny town called Orison, and there's only one place to stay in Orison, and it's absolutely beautiful. So we broke it up in 2 days, and thank God we did, because it was a very difficult climb, even if you train. So stage 1 is 15 miles, and we did that over 2 days. Stage 2 is 13.3 miles, and so on and so forth. So day 1 we did this, day 2 we did this, day 3 we did this, day 4 we did this. We took a few breaks in between, just because walking 13 to 20 miles a day sometimes can do some really bad things to your body. So the best idea is to listen to your body. Now, this particular website is really great, because not only does it give you the different stages, it gives you the elevations and also the difficulty. So you can see in stage 1 is the most difficult. We call that training for the rest of the Camino. So Roncesvalles to Zaburi is all downhill, and that's difficult in its own way, because you're walking down, and a lot of time you're walking on slate that is wet. So you have to use your poles and be very careful with that. And then Zaburi to Pamplona is not bad. It's not a bad walk. The day we did it, it rained. And so we're on the side of a mountain, and it rained, and We worried a little bit about falling off the side of that mountain. Then Pamplona to Punta La Reina rained again, and I would have rated that as a hardness of 2 also. I agreed that in these hardness levels, I agree 100%. So where I stopped was in Lyon. So I have done up to stage 20 of the 33 stages. So hopefully I'll go back soon after this virus ends and I can finish the last 13 stages. To Lyon was not very hilly. If you look at that elevation map, not hilly in this area. And this area here where my cursor is what they call the meseta. It's kind of flat. It's not totally flat. There are mountains there, but not bad ones. So after Lyon, we go up past Astorga, and you see there's a big giant climb and a big giant drop. So here we will expect to have a very difficult day. So we'll drink a lot of Spanish wine the night before and the night after rather. And then there's another giant climb up here, and then it kind of levels off a little bit. And by the time you get to Santiago, I hear that you're so tired you just can't even imagine doing anything else. So I hope this video helps you a little bit. You see this URL is here, pilgrim.es. And there's a lot of great websites on the internet that talks about the French way. Now, one thing I did not cover are the points of interest in, the different parts of the Camino. This is Astorga. I haven't been there yet. The Burgos Cathedral is very beautiful. The Lyon Cathedral is very beautiful. And Punta La Reina, the Roman bridge. The Romans actually built this bridge. A lot of history here. Lot of history. So I hope you enjoyed this and it helps you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.